Hi beauties, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all doing amazing. So 1 year ago today, I can't believe it's been that long, but 1 year ago today, I posted a video called Why It's Okay to Be a Girly Girl. And to say that you guys loved it and really identified with it is an understatement. It is still to this day one of my favorites and one of my most engaged videos, I guess you could say. There were a lot of comments left, and I also received a lot of DMs and a lot of messages from many of you that watched that video or read my blog post. And it is safe to say that a lot of us have felt the same way. So today I just wanted to expand on that idea a little bit because maybe you guys can use a pep talk. And I don't know, I think it's just something really important to talk about, and it's something that I feel really passionate about. So after reading all of these messages, and let me tell you, there were so many of you have told me that you felt outcasted, or that you felt like you didn't belong, or that you didn't really know who you were because you were always trying to be someone else, or that you didn't feel comfortable being your true authentic self because other people would say things, they would make fun of you, things like that. And I have been there. I completely understand. That's why I made that video. That's why I wrote that blog post years ago. And that's why I'm making this video right now, because I really think that it's an important message. And after reading all of those, I saw a pattern. Many of us feel this way because of other people. All of these thoughts in our head and our fears of being who we truly are stem from the thoughts of other people, what they say, what they think, what we think they think, and it's just basically caring too much about what other people think of us. And as a result, it dictates our life. For a long time, I let other people and their thoughts and opinions of me dictate my life, and I wasn't happy. It set me back on so many things, and I had to work way harder to get to where I wanted to be. When I started my blog over 6 years ago, people made fun of me, and people that I knew in real life were not supportive. They had no idea what I was doing. They thought I was crazy, but I did it. And it was honestly not only the best decision that I made, but also one of the hardest, because before that, I cared so much about what other people thought, like so much to where I wouldn't do anything. I would procrastinate doing things, or I just wouldn't do them at all. And I have had to work on this for a really long time, and it's only been maybe this past year or so where I've really just kind of let go of that. I have always felt different, not just as a person, but in my style. And if we aren't being our true selves, then we feel like an imposter in our own life and like we're playing a part. And I feel like this is something that a lot of you can relate to. So this might be surprising for some of you, but regarding my style, I've gotten a lot of pushback from other people. And it's really interesting because I feel like now in this time period, we are at a point where we are celebrating others more than ever for being different and for being authentic and for being themselves. But for whatever reason, having a specific type of style also brings about judgment for whatever reason. I mean, it really shouldn't matter what our style is, as long as we're being true to ourselves and as long as we like it. We're the ones wearing it, so I don't really see how it affects other people. And although I really love my style and I am really proud of myself for trying different things and for being true to myself, sometimes it holds me back. It has put me in a corner more than once with professional opportunities, and there have been many times in my career where I have questioned whether or not it's worth it, whether or not I should be myself, even if that means that I'm not as successful as other people, or, you know, what other people deem as successful, or if I need to change my entire look to do what works and look like everyone else and be like everyone else. But for me, like, I just can't do it. And so sometimes that can be really hard. It can be really hard if you are being yourself and you aren't accepted for that, especially in a professional setting, because I mean, at the end of the day, we all have a similar goal, and if you're trying to stand out and be different and be yourself, but you're getting pushed down for that, it doesn't really make you want to keep going sometimes. You know, you see things that work for other people and you think, well, I have to do that. And so I think that in that instance, it's really important to have confidence in yourself and belief in yourself. And I think that it stems more so from the inside than from the outside and your style. I don't think that you necessarily have to change yourself to move forward in life. It's almost like when you feel like you have to change yourself to fit in with certain people, maybe those aren't your people. Maybe you are made to stand out and you are made to do things differently, and that's going to help you down the road. I know that that is hard, but I promise you that being yourself is always worth it. It is so much better to be who you truly are rather than try to be like someone else. And then, of course, comes the bullying and being made fun of. And this is where the problem is. In my last video, I shared several examples of when I was treated differently because of the way I looked or what I wore or even my gender. I think that this is something that we all go through at one point in our life, and we kind of perceive this as normal. But the thing is, this should not be normal. This should not be normalized behavior. It should not be okay for people to bully other people and to make fun of them. It should not be okay for someone to voice their opinions on the way someone looks or what they wear or how they act if that person is being authentic to themselves. Which brings me to this. So about a month ago, I got a comment on one of my videos, and let me just say that I know there are trolls out there. I know people are just gonna say mean comments, whatever. I've been in this industry for a long time, so it doesn't faze me anymore. But I felt like this was a good lesson learned, and so I wanted to share it. So I'm not gonna go too much into this, but this person basically said that I look really old and I dress like I'm really young, like elementary school age. You know what? Who cares? Is my style really so offensive that you have to waste time out of your day to leave a mean comment? If you don't like my style, if you don't like the way I talk, if you don't like the way I look, just don't watch my videos. I mean, it's so simple. That is something that I don't understand. I don't understand the need for people to voice their opinions about things like that. So this person proceeded to leave comments on my other videos, and basically it gave me the impression that it wasn't about me at all. It wasn't about my style. It wasn't about me. It was about this person. And that's how it usually is. There are so many reasons for people to feel the need to lash out at complete strangers. For one, it's really easy, and it also gives them kind of a boost. It makes them feel better about themselves somehow. Bringing people down makes them feel better, and that is the definition of a bully. If you watched my first video, you know that girly style or feminine style tends to be labeled as juvenile or weak or, you know, all these other things. And people judge people that are wearing frilly dresses or the color pink or anything like that. It is a very youthful style. I think it's youthful in a good way, and I think that it is a style that can work on more mature women too. If you have the confidence to pull it off, then you can absolutely pull it off. And if you want to wear it, why not? If it makes you happy, then that's okay. It doesn't affect anyone else. It only affects you. And if you would rather be wearing something that you don't want to wear and you don't feel beautiful in, then that only affects you. And it doesn't make you feel good about yourself, and it doesn't make you feel confident or beautiful or, you know, any of that. So that's why I think it's really important to just wear what you want, no matter what other people say. So I realize that I do have a public platform, and I have had my share of mean comments, and that's fine, but luckily I haven't had that many. And people in general are usually very kind. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that identify with my style, or a style that maybe other people don't perceive to be popular or, you know, anything like that. My video, Why It's Okay to Be a Girly Girl, isn't necessarily about being a girly girl. I'm a girly girl, so of course I'm talking about my experience, but this is really for anyone, and why it's important to be yourself. It doesn't matter what your style is, as long as you are confident wearing the clothes that you want to wear. So if this comment were to be made 2 years ago, I would have been devastated. I probably would have spent the whole day just moping around and being really upset, and I would have let it affect my entire day. But now it's like, you know, whatever. People will say things, but it doesn't affect me as much anymore. So don't get me wrong, I am completely in agreement with constructive criticism, and I have gotten constructive criticism and it's been really, really helpful. There are things that I can work on, and I find that when people share those things, it's out of love and it's to help you, and I think it's really important to receive that. So there is definitely a difference. I don't think that you should be upset with someone for sharing their opinion when they're trying to help you, but that is very different when someone is just being absolutely horrible for no reason. And if I'm being completely honest, one of the main reasons that I waited so long to start a YouTube channel was because of my low self-esteem, my lack of confidence, and the fact that I needed to grow a thicker skin. And because I know that for whatever reason, YouTube tends to be a place where people like to leave mean comments, I mentally prepared myself for that. And to be honest, what happens online is not that much different than what happens in real life. Bullies exist everywhere in our life, at school, at work, in our friend group, and even in our families. And if we're really close to them, then we can take what they say to heart. We think that they are speaking the truth, and that just because they say something, that it's a fact, and that could not be further from the truth. That is not how it really is. And I think that the majority of us are always looking for some sort of validation. We all want the same thing. We all want to be loved and accepted. And for me, especially, I looked for validation in so many things. It was really important to me to hear that I was doing a good job, or that I looked nice, or that I had a pretty outfit on, or that I was good enough. And let me tell you, you are already those things, okay? But I didn't realize that. And you know, this is a whole other story, and maybe someday I will share my story, but it took me a really long time to realize that I do not need validation from other people, especially when it comes to what I want to do, what I want to wear, anything regarding me. I don't need to have the opinions of other people to do something. And I found in the past that when I was looking for that validation, when I was, you know, doing all these things to get that head pat, other people don't see it the same way. And some people are just really cruel. And sometimes I would not get that validation. And as a result, I just felt inadequate. And I felt like I had to try harder. I had to be someone else. I had to do stuff that other people liked so that I could be accepted by them. Here is the thing. You cannot control other people. You cannot control what they think. You cannot control what they say. And you cannot control what they do. You have to let it go. I used to want everyone to like me. I thought to myself, I'm a good person. I have a kind heart. I like to help others without expecting anything in return. And if someone does not like me, then I put it on me. I wonder why they don't like me. Like, what did I do wrong? And it's just one of those things where your feelings are hurt. You don't understand why this person doesn't like you or accept you, especially if you are being your authentic self. You really just don't understand it because you think that everyone should like you. That's just not how it is. And it took me a really long time to accept that. Not everyone is going to like you. Not everyone is going to like the way you dress. Not everyone is going to like the way you look. Not everyone is going to like what you do. And they may not support you in your dreams, and they may not agree with your decisions, and they just may not like you for no reason. But guess what? It is not on you. It is on them. And that was the light bulb moment. When that happens, we tend to blame ourselves, but we are not in the wrong. It is not our fault at all. We cannot control other people. And so I think that it's really important to accept that. And also, just know that I'm not trying to put blame on other people because I feel like we have a choice too. We have to learn to be strong and confident and sure of ourselves. We have to be okay with us and our quirks, and maybe we're a little bit weird, or maybe we look different than someone else, or maybe we have you know, different tastes in something. We have to learn to accept ourselves for who we are. I think that it's really important to stay positive and to not let other people affect your emotions. I used to be really emotional when it came to things like this, and I would react emotionally, and I would feel sick to my stomach, and I would have anxiety, and I would feel really stressed out, and I would feel super upset. And then I started thinking more logically about it, that maybe this isn't about me at all. Maybe there are reasons that people are lashing out. Maybe something's going on in their life. Maybe they are not happy with themselves. And of course, that doesn't give them the right to say things, but it makes me understand more where they are coming from. But I think that it's really important that we do not allow others the permission to make us feel inadequate about ourselves. And when someone says something about you, don't try to get even, don't try to get revenge, just share love. I know that that's really hard, and that doesn't mean that you have to take it when other people are being mean, and it doesn't mean that you have to listen to what others say and rearrange your whole life because of their opinion. I just mean that you should not feel the need to attack other people the way that they have attacked you. I just want you to know that you are beautiful, and you are loved, and you are good enough, and you are appreciated for who you are, and you always have a place in this community. Okay, so I think I probably talked too much, but I wanted to share this message with you guys, and I hope that you have the most amazing day, and I'm sending you guys lots of love. If you like this video, I hope that you will give it a big thumbs up, and I hope that you will subscribe and stick around. I'll see you guys later. Bye!